Look at this. There's another ninja. You know what, mate? We need to talk about Charlie Kirk. If I wasn't filming, I'd absolutely rag the living out of this and catch him up. I'm doing 60. Bloody hell. This is the first time in my life we've witnessed, or people my age have witnessed, sorry, a really significant political assassination like that. First things first, I've seen the video of Charlie Kirk's murder and it was horrifying. The reason it was horrifying, there's pumpkins over there, look at them. They harvest the pumpkins now and they'll be in your supermarket soon. It's because the guy was sat down debating. In the Western world, for the most part anyway, we resolve our political disagreements by debate. Because when we stop debating and one side stops talking into the other side, war. Charlie Kirk, I know Charlie Kirk's content, I've watched it for years. His whole thing was, if you disagree, come up to the microphone and debate me. So to watch his assassination, what is that Range Rover doing? It shook me to my core. Now the idiots that went on their TikTok and started dancing and laughing and rejoicing in the cold-blooded murder of a young father who had 2 children, they're disgusting human beings, and I hope all of them do lose their jobs. But one thing that I also noticed was it didn't take long for the mainstream media, there's another ninja, you know what, mate? It didn't take long for the mainstream media to get their shills on TV and start trying to smear the guy. Now a lot of these people are of an ilk that did the hard graft on Fleet Street or whatever old school print media organisation there is, and I think a lot of them, they quite clearly never heard of Charlie until this, and I think a lot of them are quite bitter that Charlie Kirk managed to amass such a huge, enormous following just by using the internet and some cameras. There was one person on TV in particular in the UK, Kevin Maguire. Now Kevin is an old school journalist. He regularly appears on Good Morning Britain, nothing unusual there, but Kevin couldn't wait to get the smearing underway. So what I wanted to do in this first video, I wanted to go through his segment on Good Morning Britain, and if you're a younger person, I want to show you what will happen to your brain if you only ever position yourselves around people that agree with you.
The assassination of the far-right agitator Charlie Kirk.
Sorry, Kevin?
Of the far-right agitator far-right far-right far-right
far-right
far-right
far-right
far-right
far-right. The words far-right have been so misused in the last half a decade to a decade. I don't even know what is classed as far-right anymore. Here is an example of what I think of as far-right.
They didn't even have to necessarily be white supremacists. He just wanted to welcome more white people here to just live.
Far-right.
Now immediately, when you hear someone on TV say the words, he's a far-right this, he's a far-right that, alarm bells should start ringing in your head, because it's a tactic used to dehumanise the person that they're talking about, so that they instantly are on the front foot.
The far-right, the far-right,
the far-right, the far-right, the far-right, the far-right, the far-right.
To her credit, Susannah gives him a little bit of pushback.
All right, it's a little extreme, Kevin.
What?
It's the right-wing agitator.
There you go. So all she says was far right. Isn't that a bit much? That's all she says. And watch the meltdown in real time occur in his head.
He backs the Great Replacement theory.
Replacement theory?
The conspiracy theory that somehow the government is working to replace white people.
It doesn't take a genius to work out if the population of one particular ethnicity are not reproducing. Meanwhile, the immigrant population are reproducing. There's some sort of replacement of the population going on. And I don't think it's that much of a coincidence that in his first, or less than year in charge, in his first 6 months or so, Donald Trump has come in and that border with Mexico has pretty much closed. Meaning that under the Biden administration, there were lackluster immigration policies that must have existed for some reason. So it's not really that far-fetched.
I'm not sure
That
that's
he
true.
Yeah. Well said, Susannah. Good for you.
He did. Mr. Packett, he said the Civil Rights Act, which enfranchised black people, was a mistake.
I have seen this pop up so many times since this whole thing has started. It's not hard to go and find out. He was saying that the act itself was very poorly put together, which enabled people in future generations to take advantage of it, which actually ended up being detrimental to the black community, and over decades it led to things like DEI. He also did make clear that he agreed with the act, its core principle of ending segregation, etc.
He backed the idea
He
that
was involved in very supportive campaigns on behalf of black employment.
Look at that, another little pushback from Susannah, and look at this. Look what happens in this guy's brain.
Employment.
He backed the...
And had a lot of black supporters, by the way.
He backed...
Employment.
He backed...
Supporters, by the way.
He backed is mainly white nationalists who backed him.
Okay, Kevin.
We employ 40 black Americans that work in Atlanta, Chicago, and Philadelphia, trying to improve the well-being of inner-city black America.
I don't think that's true either. I don't think you know the nature of all the people who backed him.
Well said, Susannah.
Backed the conspiracy theory that the election was stolen when it wasn't.
Number one, loads of people thought that election was stolen.
There is a laptop owned by Hunter Biden that showed very suspicious and criminal activity by both Hunter and Joe Biden.
Just go and look into it.
According to the Media Research Center, 1 out of 4 voters in swing states would have changed their vote if they would have known about the Hunter Biden laptop.
He wasn't exactly alone.
Because of the Twitter files, thanks to Elon Musk, we now know the FBI told Twitter to say you are not allowed to mention the Hunter Biden laptop. We're talking about 42,000 votes in 3 states.
But number two, the Democrats have, in one form or another, tried to claim that every election they've lost since the year 2000 was stolen. I'm not sure how old my audience is, but after the 2016 election, Trump's first term, we had to endure about 3 years of this.
Trump, Russian, possible collusion.
Trump, Russian, collusion. Trump, Russian collusion. Trump, Russia, possible collusion. Russian hacked our election.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. We have news for you, breaking news, that there was no Russian collusion.
So I'm not sure what point Kevin is trying to make. But if his argument is that the people that claim that the election was stolen should not be heard, then I think he needs to take a long, hard look at his own industry.
You just go through the list. Far right, hauls up.
Charlie Kirk was not far right.
He's a young man who was murdered.
Yeah.
Key sentence.
He's a young man who was murdered.
Yeah.
Looks like Kevin wants to interject again.
He's a young man who was murdered.
Yeah.
He was a young man.
And that is...
Kevin.
Murdered.
Yeah.
He was a young man.
He was a young man.
And that...
He was a young man.
And that is appalling. And we haven't even had his funeral yet. We haven't even had his funeral yet.
While the blood is still warm.
He was a hate preacher.
And he is a...
Hate preacher.
He's a martyr to free speech.
Well,
He was a hate preacher.
Okay.
He's just gone on this psychotic tirade, and his co-hosts can't get a word in. And anytime they do, he just keeps trying to talk.
He's a martyr to free speech.
Well,
Hate preacher.
A martyr to free speech.
Well,
Hate preacher.
Okay.
Don't be like this, people. Just don't be this guy. People are going to say, well, it's free speech. I know it's free speech. But these people have no shame. They don't realise that millions of people are going to see that and think like me. I think that guy is only just dead and you're on TV trying to smear the guy.
He was a hate preacher.
He wasn't a hate preacher. I don't even technically think he was a preacher. I'm starting to regret coming down here. I've just had to pull over and check. Get those new tyres in order. Really quick, if you're enjoying this video, please hit subscribe, please hit like. Cheers. He was just a guy that incorporated his traditional Christian values into his discussions. I don't think that counts as a preacher, let alone a hate preacher. This guy here, if you're my age, you will recognise this guy.
Anjem Chowdhury.
This guy was a radical Islamist, hate preacher.
Chowdhury had co-founded the group Al-Muhajirun with the aim of expanding Sharia law globally and sharing extremist content. The organisation was banned in 2010, but a joint investigation by the Met, MI5 and the NYPD found it had only changed its name.
I am arresting you under Section 41 of the Terrorism Act 2000.
He's in prison.
He was a hate preacher.
Anyway, back to it. I don't think Charlie Kirk would have gone on live TV in the aftermath of someone's murder and started trying to smear them. It takes a pretty horrible person to go and do that.
I absolutely,
If you've been on the other side of the
totally
argument,
and uncompromisingly and in principle condemn political violence.
Okay, good.
Good.
Let's leave it there.
But
Leave it there.
He's no saint.
Even when Kevin is trying to be noble, he just can't resist another swipe.
But it's beholden on us, isn't it, to mind our language when a young father...
Richard Madeley's face.
A young father, whatever you think of his political statements.
I think he's thinking the thoughts a lot of grown men had whilst this was airing.
When he dies in such a horrendous manner. We have to watch how we say it.
He just has to get the last word in. He cannot stop himself.
One, let's not ignore his politics.
People are most definitely not going to forget his politics.
And two, he opposed gun control.
He was killed by a hunting rifle, not an assault weapon. Chances are you can buy a similar hunting rifle like that in the UK.
Opposed gun control.
Hunting rifle.
Well, who doesn't in America?
Well, so do most people.
Most people back gun control. They can't get it enforced.
Gun control wouldn't have been much use here.
He backed the amendment, which means that guns should be held freely, mainly because he wanted people to have guns against tyrannical governments.
That's the form of cryptic pushback there from Susannah, because Kevin's the type of person that likes to make out that the Trump administration are completely tyrannical. So she's very cleverly trying to force him into a position of concession about the Second Amendment.
People to have guns against tyrannical governments. That was his justification.
If the Trump administration really is that tyrannical, you would need guns to stop them, but they're not. And he knows they're not.
Against tyrannical governments.
There we go. That's the end of it. My underlying motive for making this video was to make younger people aware that if you only position yourself around people that agree with you all the time, and this is what will happen. You can be friends with people that disagree with you. It's quite a British thing, actually. You have a big disagreement, then you go down the pub and have a laugh. But if you only ever position yourself around people that agree with you,
He was a mistake. He was a young man. Gun control.
How do you want to be remembered? I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.